Hey friends, so continuing my Me Too stories for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So this image, I think I'm calling it, or was calling it, Model Citizen. So this is an image of my ex-stepfather who's cut out in the image, and I don't know, some other people that were there. But so, you know, one of the things with this kind of stuff is like people never want to believe that these things happen and all that kind of stuff. And my ex-stepfather was very popular. He was very powerful in the circles that he ran around in. He was Air Force. He worked as a nurse. He was a softball coach on a softball team. He owned a sporting goods store at one point in time. He was connected to 5 million different circles, a lot of which I now think are kind of probably like suspect. You know, he took a lot of pride. I mean, like, he definitely had like a huge ego, and he wanted to be perceived as powerful, as successful, and he was very controlling. And I mean, and also he was a giant con artist. I mean, he committed so much fraud. Like, his son died, and I just learned this today. When he had 2 sons, and when his first son died, he knew someone that had a postage machine that could backdate stuff. So he filled out a life insurance thing and had them postmark it so it was backdated so that he could collect insurance on this. I also remember that he had a car that he drove down to Mexico and sold, and then came back and reported it stolen to collect that money. And then right the week before our final court date, his house burned down, which is the house that he first raped me in. The neighbors had seen him moving the furniture out like a couple of weeks beforehand, so that was super convenient. My lawyer saw right through that and made sure to bring that up in court. And you know, I don't know what he's been up to lately, but I mean, I noticed after he got out of prison that he managed to land on his feet in a nice big house. You know, I don't know what happened last year, but you know, I looked him up just to see where he's currently located on, you know, because they listed on the sex offenders list. And a news article came up that last year he tried to sell his home and flee the state of Alabama, but was caught or whatever. So I really want to find out what was going on there, you know. But anyways, so, I mean, and he went to church, and, you know, he dressed nice, and he had all these people that were fans, and he had all kinds of minions that just, like, blindly followed him or whatever. And, you know, I mean, I do really think that he was part of some sort of, like, sex ring or some sort of like that, you know, which is why I'm wanting to, like, dig back into this now, because I think that there were some other people involved that knew what he was doing with me. And I just know that there's something there, and I want to expose those assholes. But anyways, yeah, so, you know, the whole model citizen thing, you know, one of the things that really sucked with him is that when I first went to live with him, which was like around the end of 6th grade, about a year before, like a little less than a year before he first raped me, he was like the TV perfect dad. And I really and truly loved him like a father figure, which has made what he did to me so much worse. You know, like, I perceived him to be like a dad. He also felt like a best friend at times. He talked to me like an adult. He talked to me about the future, about college and stuff. He made me feel like I actually had a future. You know, now there were also like some warning signs that like I'm now aware of, but you know, he was very good to me before all of the shit happened, you know, and I honestly have no idea, like, was it all an act and a play, you know, was it going to happen eventually no matter what, you know, like maybe it was just part of his shtick. But at least for me, I perceived us to have like a real family relationship, which made the things that he did to me that much more painful.